We're back with another one. So we're gonna cover cars that you find at Webuycars. These are used cars, by the way, that you find at a budget of around 200,000 rands all the way to 300,000 rands. So you're gonna find many different cars. Some are in good conditions, some are in better conditions than others. So it's a choose first. You just need to choose what you like and also the budget. But one thing that helps if you go there physically that you don't see on the website, you actually get to go around and look at the car. So one thing that I look at the most, I'll start with the body and check how is the body of the car in terms of condition. I'll start with the paint, then I'll check the frame of the car and the body panels. Do they link well or they don't link well? If there's a space that seems like it's very unusual to find on a car, you find that this car has an accidental history that is not documented, then afterwards I go and I check the tires of the car. So that's the first things that I check before I even check on the price. Then after comparing the body of the car, then now you can have a look at the price and see, okay, how much is the car cost in terms of the price in relation to the mileage. Does the price actually make sense in terms of the condition of the car? So if you say that, okay, the price, it actually makes sense, the next thing that you have to do, you have to go online and go to the Webuycars website. So there you'll be able to see the full report of the car. So let's say, for example, I want to look at this Mazda 3, which doesn't even offer a sunroof. I'll go to the Webuycars website. So I'll find the report, which is the DECRA report. It's gonna be like this. So there's different statuses. There's cars which will have stickers which are premium and gold and green. So I usually look at the cars which are premium and gold. Those are cars that you can have a look at. So these are different statuses in terms of what these statuses mean. So there's one thing that we forget. So all these statuses, they're only focused on the roadworthy of the car, whether this car is gonna pass being roadworthy. If the car has been chilling too long on the dealership and the car is no longer roadworthy or the permit has expired, then it needs to go for testing for roadworthy. So that's what these stickers means. And the thing about the DECRA report, they focus mostly on the mechanical components of the car. So there's a lot of things that you have to look at yourself before you actually decide whether this car is for you, because when the car is just sitting there, it looks very nice because they've washed it, they've polished it, they make sure that it looks nice even when they take pictures. So there's a lot of things that it doesn't tell you in terms of the car, but just looking at the DECRA report actually tells you more than what you actually see when you go to the dealership. So for example, if I am looking at a car, the thing that I look at the most, I check the undercarriage of the car. How does the undercarriage of the car look? It wouldn't make sense for a car which they say it's brand new, but when you look at the undercarriage pictures, this is definitely a car that you can already see that this car has been used. So the undercarriage of the car, based on how dirty it is, how clean it is, it actually can tell you a picture in terms of this car, whether it's new, whether the kilometers have been forged. You might not always be correct because some people, maybe they've watched the car before they bought it in for the Webuycars to place it in their showroom. But let's be honest, not a lot of people are gonna go around and do that. And the other thing that you should check is the pictures of the oil that will tell you whether, okay, is this car being serviced. So some cars that I've noticed that even though they have the platinum status, remember I said they focus on the mechanical components, you will find that this car has issues, but these are issues that are scanned. So when they scan, there's a report where you can review. They will say, okay, there's a code PED, but you yourself, you have to go online and search, okay, what does PED mean in terms of this car? Then you'll be able to know, okay, does this car have major issues or not? So the next thing that you should know, okay, there's a lot of cars that you're going to find at Webuycars. You're going to find cars which are SUVs, you're going to find hatchbacks, you're going to find sedan, you're going to find bakkies. So you're going to find all types of different ranges of cars. So what you have to check, you have to check the kilometers. Okay, what is the kilometer of the car? What is the status? how does the body of the car look. That's very important. Does it have any dents or scratches? So if they say this car has platinum status and when you're seeing a lot of dents which maybe they didn't see, that's something that maybe you can use to actually negotiate with the dealership to decrease the price, and hopefully they'll be able to do that and adjust the price accordingly. So everybody has different things that they look at the car. So another thing that you should check is that as much as there's a car on the dealership at this certain price range, whatever car that you're looking at, you need to know how much does that car cost when it's new. Then you'll be able to know, okay, they're saying this car is 30,000 but they've only given me a discount of 10,000. That doesn't sound like a good deal to me. So if you look at those type of things, you'll be able to know whether, okay, are you getting a good deal or are you getting ripped off? And the other thing that you need to know is that, okay, how old is this car? So for me, the thing that looks to be like a red flag is that if I go to the dealership and I find a lot of the same cars that people are trading in, for example, this type of 1 Series, every time when I go to any Webuycars dealership, when I go there physically, I always see a lot of this type of 1 Series. One is either people are selling them because they are out of the maintenance plan. Two, maybe they are selling it because that's a car that has a lot of issues. So another car that people might be selling is this Ford Focus, but the Ford Focus, we find that they're selling it because they are struggling to get aftermarket parts, because we know that the Ford Focus, a lot of them have been discontinued in South Africa, and Ford is no longer selling it, even though they're still selling other vehicles. So alternatively, you might look for other cars that you know that, okay, I'll be able to find parts, such as a Toyota. So not a lot of people who are buying cars and we buy cars, they're gonna service the car at a dealership. Most of us who buy the cars, we're gonna service it ourselves, or you're gonna go somewhere under the tree and someone's gonna service it. Whatever works for you, as long as at the end of the day the car is serviced well, it's well taken care of. Because the point of buying a second-hand car is that you want to save a bit of money. It doesn't make sense for you to buy a second-hand car that actually cost the same amount as a new car. So the car that you're looking at, this car had me confused. I wasn't sure why it was very cheap, because when I looked at it, everything seemed good, everything was in good condition. The only thing that I don't like is that it was a manual. If I'm honest, I was very tempted about this car. I was very tempted. I almost went for it because everything looked good. The tires were still in good condition. They still had a lot of trail. The other thing is that the body is in very good condition. When I went online and I looked at the decor report, everything seems to check out. But because I didn't end up buying it, a few days after, I saw on the website that someone bought it, which is very lucky for them because this car is in very good condition. So occasionally when you visit the dealership, you'll find cars which are in very good condition, but at the same time you'll find some people want to tempt God and buy an old German car. If you know about German cars, is that all these cars are very, very hyper engineered. So looking at this Mercedes-Benz, you can see even the body panels, they don't link out very well. You can already see that this car has seen better days. But someone is gonna go and say, okay, I want to have a status that I'm driving a Mercedes-Benz. Then they go ahead and buy this car because it's cheap. Yeah, all I can say is that good luck on that. But the nice thing is that it's a manual. Maybe you'll have better luck instead of buying an automatic, because manual are usually more reliable because there's less things that are prone to breakage. Then if you want a Beamer, you're gonna find them. You are gonna find them in very nice conditions. You know, they are always very attractive. But another thing also that you should know is that most of the Beamers that you find at Webuycars, which with the status of used, they have a lot of mileage. So the body looks good, but the mileage is very high, which means that it's out of maintenance plan and you're gonna need to pay it out of your pocket. and most people out there who you find out the tree, they don't know how to fix a BMW. And there are other people who are gonna buy a very abused GTI just because they want to have a fast car. As you can see, this car has seen better days. So yeah, it's up to you and what you want at the end of the day. But I, for one, that's my advice. If you ever find yourself at Webuycars and you're looking to buy a car, these are things that you need to look at. You can see this car has scratches. I can tell you that even the inside doesn't look good. And yeah, I hope to see you again on the next one. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again. And don't forget to like and subscribe the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.